Yesterday, I was on Locked On Baylor with Cam Stewart.
If you need the clip, I've got the clip.
Okay. Is the clip ready?
Yeah.
All right, so Cam had me on. First of all, he sort of shanghaied me, which is fine. But, Scotty and I did a list of top 5 Big 12 coaches, and my list didn't include Dave Aranda. And, part of that was because I love him so much, I almost didn't want to show such preferential treatment. But I left him off the list, and I'm fine with that, like many other people would too on their lists. It's all subjective. So Cam, I was on his show. Of course, he does the Locked On Baylor thing. He starts the show off, and he's like, Dave Aranda, not one of the best 5 coaches in the Big 12, according to our next guest, coming up on Locked On Baylor. And then he does a quick intro, and then I'm just sitting there. And I was like, I do give you credit, Cam, because when you aggregate content and take it out of context, at least you say it right in front of your guest's face. So I was appreciative of that. But then we got into the list, and it was fine. It was like it was a good back and forth. But then we talked about Bill Belichick. I was mentioning the gravitas that comes with being an NFL coach, okay? And when you compare NFL coaches, like Bill Belichick, forget about, being an NFL coach. This is Bill Belichick. In the discussion for one of the best coaches of all time in the NFL, okay? So here's how our back and forth, Cam and I, went yesterday.
Do a blind ACC ranking list. Where's Bill Belichick? Top 3? I mean, he's bringing a lot of attention to North Carolina.
Bringing
a lot of money in.
I'd have to look at the list of coaches, but pardon my language, by the way, Locked On Sam. But I would put Bill Belichick probably number 2.
That's wild, though, Pete. Like we know he's a great.
Why is it wild?
He hasn't coached in the conference. He hasn't coached in the conference.
He's coaching the ACC. That is not wild.
And you're talking to a Belichick guy.
Cam, Bill Belichick, your guy dominated the NFL.
I know.
Coaching in the ACC.
He's the best NFL coach ever.
Huh?
He's the best NFL coach ever, but he hasn't coached the ACC.
Jerry Glanville coaching him like the CFL 30 years after he left the Falcons. Like, this is like
Lovie Smith made a Super Bowl. Look, what did he do in Illinois?
So that was the conversation. Now I was like, hey Scotty, we got to run this, and of course, Mount Swingler erupted. Okay, and that's one of the reasons. This is why I love this guy so much as a passionate fan, just as much as a person. Probably a person a little more. This character is more suited for WWE. We're about to see here. So you couldn't disagree more.
I agree with Cam Stewart, who probably knows more about Bill Belichick than either of us.
Well, no question. But I think.
Sorry, my microphone wasn't on. Like an amateur, I said I probably agree with Cam Stewart, who knows more about Bill Belichick than you or I.
I said moments ago, and I wasn't trying to be a dick, but you sound like a guy who's lived in Waco for most of his life. And here's what I mean: there is from where I'm from, and from being from, and bear the truth, being from Chicago, right? Like when you live in a big city. And I didn't live in a big city. I lived in the suburbs of Philadelphia. But the NFL was always king. I swear to God, I'm trying to make sense of why we are so different on this. So the NFL has always been king. Now, my affiliation with college football, and especially living here, I went to college to play football, got a scholarship. Like, being here in Big 12 country, it's amazing. Football is very real. Being in Texas, it's unbelievable. And I've fallen further in love with college football, and that love continues to grow, right? Now, it's clear that there's a disconnect that I'm having with you guys because when I look at a list of coaches, right? Okay, Dabo Swinney, amazing. But now we're getting into, after Dabo, when you just look at name recognition, we go off a cliff, okay? And it's not about name recognition. I know you're about to say that, but for a guy from the big city, it is, and I'll tell you who else. I could guarantee that Brett Yormark would agree with my thinking. Okay, because it's a powerful way of.
I don't care what Brett Yormark thinks.
Well, he's the commissioner of Big 12, so you should. Okay, but
he's interested in making money, not in one particular team winning.
But It's about making money, and winning is about making money.
Defining the best coach in the sport is not about making money.
It's the whole pot, and you have a very good argument. But let me just put this out there first, okay? Dabo Swinney, amazing, and I'm not trying to take a shot at these coaches because they're great coaches, college football coaches. Like, if I could ever be a college football coach, right? But Dabo Swinney, then we got Jeff Brom, Mario Cristobal, Rhett Lashley, Mike Norvell. These are just a couple. Brent Key, and I guarantee that 99% of you don't know that Brent Key is the head coach.
Brent Key is a good coach.
But he is, and he is a good coach.
He's a really good coach.
Nobody knows who Brent Key is. If Brent Key walked into a 7-Eleven that you were in, you wouldn't know who he is, and neither would you. Maybe you would. Maybe. Okay? Then who else? Pat Narduzzi, Manny Diaz, Bill O'Brien. There you go. There's an NFL guy.
Yeah.
Fran Brown. I mean, so it's not out of this. My whole thing is the hyperbolic reaction to my opinion on this is it's more like one of those things like when they say the response wasn't warranted. That argument that I laid out with Cam is not something that is so from the moon that it's like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, you were calling me Skip Bayless today.
I was.
Like, by no means am I.
I was. I think this is a very smoking hot, crazy take. Yeah.
It's not. I mean, to me, it's simple. It's simple. He's one of the best coaches walking the face of the earth. I'm not putting Jeff Brom in front of him. I'm not. I can't do it. Now go ahead.
All right. And because I've been thinking as you're talking about the argument I already had. My argument is these are not the same sport. We cannot name on one hand college football coaches who've been a crazy success in the NFL, nor NFL coaches who've been a crazy success in college football. Yeah. As you were talking, I was thinking, could we do that for basketball? Nope. It's a different sport. Okay, so again, one hand. Maybe we can name one or two in each sport, but can't do it for basketball. Certainly can't do it for baseball. You can't even do this for soccer. Like, Team USA just this past year hired a guy that's coached in the Premier League, and we were thinking, oh, man, he's going to make America such a better soccer nation, and we've gotten worse. So context matters so much. So my primary argument is if you're great in the NFL, you are not ever guaranteed to be great at coaching college football, and vice versa. It's a different sport. So you're viewing it as, well, it's the same sport and the NFL's harder. Therefore, if you can coach great in the NFL, you can coach great in college. I don't view it that way. I also, right before we went live, said coaching college football, I think, is actually way more difficult.
Well,
because you have to wear 10 different you have to wear 10 different hats. You can't just lock yourself in a room and watch film and be great at football. Yeah. You have to be good with recruits. You have to be good with families. You have to be good with university admin. By the way, how's Bill Belichick doing in those departments thus far in his tenure? Very poorly. So I don't think he's a guaranteed success. I think if I had to bet on it right now, he will leave UNC with a losing record. And I bet he's gone within 3 years. We said that, by the way, when he got hired. He got hired at UNC, and everyone's like, that's weird. Could it work?
For sure.
Maybe. Like, if he won a national championship in 5 years, I would say, whoa, you were right. But we just have no evidence to think that would happen. So if you let me just finish with this. If you ask me right now, Scotty, you have you are an athletic director. Pick the school. I don't care. Pick the school. Hire an ACC coach to run your program. Belichick's 11th on my list.
Okay, that's great.
Because there are 10 guys ahead of him who've proven it, who've won games. I pointed out to you, Duke went 9-3 last year.
Yeah, okay, it's a finite amount of time. You're talking about Manny Diaz?
Yeah.
The guy couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag at Miami. Like, this is a guy.
We don't know if Bill Belichick can or can't.
Yes, we do, because we've seen him win multiple Super Bowls. Scotty, what is the biggest day of the calendar year? The biggest day.
So I feel like
Super Bowl Sunday.
Correct.
Which is where
absolutely
he has captivated hundreds of millions of people time and time again.
I feel like your arguments for Bill Belichick as a coach are about recognition in pop culture, achievement in a different sport. Would you recognize him walking into a gas station?
Stuff that matters. Stuff is relevant.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nobody would recognize.
Point to me on this list and show me one. And this is the part of it that kind of blows me away. Yeah. We're not in the SEC.
I'm talking about college
Point to me a coach on
football,
this list who is
not
like
pop culture.
headed. Rhett Lashley?
Rhett Lashley's number 2 on my list. He just went to the college football playoff
he did.
at SMU.
Okay, but like, and that's the point.
That's
Nobody knows who the hell
remarkable.
Rhett Lashley is.
Okay, but he just went to the college football playoff at SMU.
Yeah, one
That's
year,
remarkable.
a first-round exit to the college football playoff. Bill
Is
Belichick
better
has
than Bill
won-
Belichick has
he
ever
needs a
done at the
Super
college
Bowl for his
level.
cock, a ring, like for his. He does. Like that. This guy is.
I don't know where we just went.
Well, no, but really,
Okay.
like he's that
All
good.
right. All right. So I've been trying to just make the Bill Belichick hasn't proven anything at the college football level, and it's a different sport argument. Let's pull out the argument that you hate. You hate. What is Bill Belichick's record as an NFL head coach?
Okay, now can I tell you,
When Tom Brady is
you're
not
probably
playing
winning
quarterback.
this argument in the court of public opinion until this crap. Because
just true.
this is
just true.
complete fantasy land. Let's go to fantasy land.
It's statistics.
Let's head over.
It's statistics. The statistics are Bill Belichick, when any quarterback not named Tom Brady is playing, is 84 and 103. Quarterback matters. It doesn't take away from his Hall of Fame legacy. I think he's an NFL Hall of Fame coach. I rank him as the second greatest head coach in the NFL of all time behind Andy Reid. I don't think that's crazy. All that to say, Tom Brady's not playing quarterback at UNC this year. So here's my bet, and I will bet you lunch on this. I'll bet you lunch on this.
Okay.
Mac Brown won 6 games at UNC last year.
Okay.
I'm taking the under. I think
We're doing dinner.
Okay, let's do dinner.
Yeah.
You want to bet right now? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mac Brown, by the way, great all-time college football coach. Much respect.
Yeah.
Won
He was
6 games
awesome.
last season and got fired.
All right, hold on.
I bet Belichick wins 5 or less.
I'm going to do one thing before we go through this bet. And if you want to keep trumpeting your Tom Brady propaganda, that's fine.
It's not propaganda. It is statistics. He went 84 and 103 in his NFL coaching career without Brady. Brady left and won another Super Bowl.
All right, TCU, UNC. I'm going to say that's 0-1. That's a loss.
Oh, he's going through the
All right,
schedule.
September, UNC versus Charlotte. Win. On the road in Charlotte, by the way. Richmond, my alma mater, Spiders.
They're playing Richmond.
Yeah. In
Oh,
week
that's
3.
weak, UNC.
So they win that 2-1. UNC at UCF. They're going to lose that, so they're 2-2. No, they're going to win.
You
that.
have them losing
They're
to
gonna
one
win
of the
that.
worst teams in
They're
the Big
gonna win
12.
that.
We're
They're
off
gonna
to a
win
great
that.
start.
But that's honestly, Scotty. This is a reflection of how I feel about the ACC when it matters.
Okay,
Because I'm a big
here's my
conference to conference.
So here's my
guy.
question: if Belichick can't make a bowl game in the
Yeah.
ACC, can we concede he's not a good college football coach?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
No. A lot of times too, these guys. If you notice too, the guys that go to the NFL to college, they have no stick-to-itiveness because they've already been in pursuit of the Holy Grail at the NFL, and maybe it's an ego thing, or maybe it's this is too much for me, but they always go right back. They don't spend a lot of time.
That's part of why he's not a good college. That's part of
All right,
why he's
so
not
hold on.
good.
So we're 3-1 here. Clemson, nope, 3-2. At Cal, I'll say 4-2 because this is part of my UVA 5-2. Syracuse, we'll say 6-3. Stanford.
Fran Brown is going to wipe the floor with him.
Stanford 7-3.
Wow.
Wake Forest 8-3.
Let's make the bet.
Duke 9-4. NC State. I'll say they're going to go 9-5. Is that many games? Did I get that math right?
Do I get the under on 9?
14. There's 14 goddamn games.
No, you did math really funny. I don't know what just happened.
3, 4,
do
5,
I get the
6,
under on 9?
7,
Because
8.
I will
Hold on.
I will take that with
9,
odds.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, I don't know where I got 9-4. That's my. Oh no, that's right. Okay.
So I think he wins 5. You think he wins 9.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
So where's the bet?
Let's go to Diamondbacks.
All right. But where are we setting the over under at 6?
Yeah. Well, no, Vegas odds, dude.
Oh, we're gonna do the Vegas line.
No, or you can do. No, we'll do the Mac Brown odds.
I'm telling you, he will. Yeah, I'll take that bet.
All right. Let's go.
You heard it here, folks.
All right, we're
Hey,
gonna
let
go
me
to a
let me
break.
end with a comment from
Yeah,
our
let's
boy.
do a couple comments and then we do
I-
have a show to do. This was completely organic and exploded.
We
on
were
me this
screaming
morning.
at each other before we went live, so we had to do this. I think Bear the Truth nailed it. By the way, my friend Brian. By the way,
our friend.
By the way, for all the you sound like you grew up in a team without. You sound like an elite Northeasterner who
I
doesn't
don't
love
mean to be
college
like
football. I grew up here.
Well, and maybe that's part of the disconnect.
It might be because
Really?
in Texas, it's not only college football. It's like we care about high school football more than the NFL in a lot of cases.
Yeah, which is
It matters. It matters.
I have a mad respect for that.
Yeah.
I do. I can't.
We're going to end on good terms here,
Yeah.
folks, and better terms when Belichick wins 5 games and I get Diamondbacks on Pete. Bear the Truth says, being good for the game is different than being a great college coach. Sanders and Belichick are both good for their respective conferences and the college game in general, but that has nothing to do with being a winning coach in the NCAA. I agree.
I mean,
I think that is a very nuanced, smart way to look at it. Meanwhile, Kevin Fisher says, my go-to source for all things Big 12.
K. Fish is the man.
Pete Souza.